Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another exciting, punch-happy edition of Real Nerds Podcast. I am Ryan, and I am always joined by my buddy Brad.
Punch happy? What is that a thing people say?
It is when it's Karate Kid Legends is our film of the week.
Oh, I see what you did there.
See? Stay tuned. We'll recommend the film or not, play the trailer, spoil the movie. We'll also talk about the big movie news of the week and what we've been watching. All movies, all the time. We love them. You also make them, Brad. And you can see us at Fan Expo Denver this July, where we'll be playing an homage to my favorite slasher series. Brad, is it yours, Friday the 13th?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. So you come by our booth, say hi. We'll have a scavenger hunt. We'll have lots of things going on. It'll be a good time. This week, Brad, when we saw Karate Kid Legends, is that something you would recommend to our listeners?
Yeah, I guess. If you've never seen a Karate Kid movie, sure, yeah. But if you have seen many Karate Kid movies, it's more of the same. There's one stretch of things that happens that I'm like, this was not anything I expected to be from the trailer. But it gets tossed aside to go right back to the traditional Karate Kid type of movie. So yeah, it's fine. It's weird that in this world of Cobra Kai and how popular that is, that they're not making movies about that. So, yeah.
I guess we're just going a different route. Yeah, the movie's fun. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we've seen it before. I have a couple problems with some of the script and stuff. But I did bump it up half a star because Rod Stewart's Do You Think I'm Sexy is featured in the film.
Dude, when I heard it, I was like, Ryan's going to give this 5 stars.
No. I mean, it gets a half a star bump up. Unless it's used in a meaningful way, then it's 5 stars. But yeah, other than that, yeah, here's the trailer for Karate Kid Legends.
You want to talk about it?
My mom wants us to leave everything behind.
Sometimes it is the only way to move forward.
You come to America. New rules. New school. No fighting. You make any friends?
Yeah, I did. One.
What's his name?
Mia?
You study karate or something?
Kung Fu. Used to. I don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly over it.
Who's your friend?
Connor, don't start.
You really want to do this?
You can't step to guys like him. He wins the 5 boroughs every year. It's the biggest tournament in the city.
In life, we have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it or not?
So we're just supposed to let him fight. So that he can end up like his brother.
So that he does not end up like his brother. Lee
means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi. I want Lee to learn Miyagi karate.
I'm sorry, Mr. Han. I wish I could help you.
You will.
I'm not coming to New York.
I will see you in the Big Apple. Sensei LaRusso.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
You have a foundation of Kung Fu.
We're gonna build upon that with karate.
Ancient way.
Miyagi way.
There's two of them.
Focus! This represents the history between the two families. Two branches, one tree. This is why I came to train you. Remember what you're fighting for.
When you understand that, you'll be ready.
We open in Beijing, China, where we meet Lee, and he is at Jackie Chan's Kung Fu school in Beijing. We guess we start with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. What?
Morita,
yeah. Thank you.
Flashback to the original movie. Yep.
Yeah, talking about how they're connected.
And there's like an animated sequence to tell the backstory. I was like, that's new.
Yeah, and that style comes back a little later in the thing where they kind of have Street Fighter style matches.
Yeah, I did not care for like the text on screen. Like it just seems so corny and like a clear reaching out to younger audiences of like.
Yeah, and those parts too. I guess when I talk about things, so the movie's fun. Ben Wang, who plays Lee, I think is really cool in the movie.
Yeah,
I think he's really charismatic. He's really great at martial arts. The girl who plays Mia, I think, is really lovable. I think there's moments in this film that are really fun and great. As I watched the movie, I feel like they've edited out a lot of the film.
I was gonna say this movie feels like a speed run through a Karate Kid movie
because so he goes to America because his mom is a doctor and she got a job at a hospital there, and she also wants to get away because his older brother was killed after a kung fu tournament where Lee froze because he didn't know what to do. So he's dealing with that guilt, and then the mom also doesn't want him to be in Kung Fu anymore. When he goes to New York and he meets Mia, he meets Johnny Light, Connor Day, who, dude, his character is just not well-rounded. And, that's where my problems with the film kind of popped up, is we know he's an asshole. He's really one-dimensional. And it feels like there's more story there that they kind of just whipped past. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mia says something like, "Yeah, he used to be nice, but then he like started their version of Cobra Kai, and then he like went all bad." But given like the series of Cobra Kai, you'd think they would give more time to like, making him 2-dimensional.
Yeah, and all you need is another like 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, because I think the movie's only like an hour and 40 minutes. I'm cool with it being another 20 minutes if you're going to give me character development. Because
even the old one, Sensei Kreese, like they show him like abusing Johnny, so you're like, okay, I get why.
Exactly, and the bad guy here, the O'Shea guy, I go, okay, whatever. Like the bad guys in this don't register with me. It's just they're kind of caricatures, and they're a means to an end, and it kind of distracts from, Lee and Mia's relationship, which I think is a really fun part of the movie. And I did like that part of the film too, is, there's this 5 boroughs karate fight club, more like UFC, because they don't specify what you have to do. And, he's not going to do it, but then he kind of falls in love with Mia, and her dad runs a pizza shop where he owes money to the mob, who happens to also be the guy who runs the bad guy dojo. And so I like that he then turned it to he's going to train him to be faster. And I didn't expect the Karate Kid, per se, to be the one who teaches, the old guy a new tricks.
Yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, I know this movie's going elsewhere, but that would have been like that is an interesting like way to make this movie different. But yeah, it's just like the first half of this one, and it's like it's almost like it ends when Josh Jackson, right?
Yeah.
When he gets knocked out, it's almost like the writer's like, oh right, we were making a Karate Kid movie.
I agree.
Yeah. So we don't want to delete all that because it was good, but we need to get back to
Because when I was watching, when I was watching in the theater, I go, "Wow, this is a lot different than I thought it was going to be." When he starts training him, because they don't even mention that Joshua Jackson character in any of the trailers.
Right.
It's not focused on at all.
Yeah, going in like right away, I was like, okay, it's already confusing because like, okay, Cobra Kai is a success, but they've only got Ralph Macchio in this, and then Jackie Chan was a sensei from the Jaden Smith remake, but he's not playing that character in this one. So it's like, okay, those two things are going on. And then, you watch the movie and you're like, oh, the kid is training the New York guy boxer. Like, that's cool. But then it's like over.
Yeah. And it's funny because and Ralph Macchio doesn't show up to like an hour into the movie, maybe.
Yeah, that too. It's like, you sold the movie on that. And he's, not till like the last. Yeah.
I was laughing so hard though to myself in the theater because I love Conan O'Brien, and there's a skit he has where he goes to Japan with his producer Jordan Schlansky, and he talks about how much he loves Karate Kid 2, and he says that Ralph Macchio should pronounce his name Macchio, and then it starts off this whole thing where Conan says, no, that's not right. And he pulls out this video that Ralph Macchio sent him to basically call Jordan Schlansky an idiot. It's really funny. And then he has this part where after he does that, Schlansky gets all mad at Conan and says, oh, real great. You get, your friends because you're able to get them. But I can get Macchio. And then they just play it over and over again where he looks all crazy. So that's all I was thinking when Jackie Chan was trying to get Ralph Macchio to come to New York is, I can get Macchio. I can get Macchio. So that's my little fun I was having by myself. But then, so he's trying to now, the guy he trained to box is trying to get money for his pizzeria to pay off the guy, but the one dude cheats, and for some reason the guy still loses the fight. I don't understand that.
Wait. I thought O'Shea's guy won.
Yeah, he did. That's what I mean. Like, that he cheated because he elbowed him multiple times in the face.
Oh, right. They didn't disqualify him? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. And then, Lee is having flashbacks about his brother, and then he realizes that he needs to enter. Well, Han says, you should fight and not do it for your brother, not do it for whomever, do it for yourself. And then we have a montage of LaRusso and Han training him, and they get in these kind of like fun little sparring fights, which way's better. And then it like goes really fast to the 5 boroughs. And then I was laughing at the names of the people he was fighting. I go, man, this is like a Street Fighter movie, because it's like Tiger Paw or whatever. I forget their names. But it was one, I know the first guy was something Buddha. And then the next guy he fought had bleach blonde hair, and it was like Tiger Fist or something. I go, is this Street Fighter?
Yeah.
And then it just gets, it flies through the end to the ending for him to win the tournament,
Yeah. Like I said, like the second half just feels like they had to, rush through like, oh, we got to remind the audience, like we got to give the audience the Karate Kid movie again. And I don't buy that like they're allowed to fight on rooftops.
And I mentioned it before. It really annoys me in movies because they think the audience is dumb. They had a dude doing play-by-play that they never showed. And every time I see that and someone's just talking over the action, I always think of Patton Oswalt when he
Yeah.
talking about, going to an animated movie and they can't redo it, but you got to have people say something really funny off screen. That's all I can think of when that happens. Because my guess, and I could be wrong, they test audience this, and some person said, I don't understand what's happening here. And so then they had some guy in post go in and do color commentary over the action that we are pretty clearly can see what's happening. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It really bothered me.
Yeah. And then also, like, they make a big deal about being like two branches. So, like, Macho style and Jackie Chan style are going to like come together and teach him like how to fight. But like, you'd think that like Macho being there, like he would sell him on the like crane kick, right?
Yeah.
But he like really doesn't specify anything. Like it's
No,
really just
but,
about like. Go
I
on.
did like the tiger thing at the end where he had to learn to use his brother's move and, trick the guy into doing it. I think that was fun.
Yeah.
But again, it raced to that part where, I mean, here's the thing. I've said this before. People are so worried about movies being long. If you say a compelling story and then I'm okay with it taking a long time to get there. They should have let the bad guy have more going on. Because also like his friend who helped him with the SATs, all of a sudden they're really good friends and he's really funny and he's up on a roof serenading them to the Backstreet Boys. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, the first scene together, they were not buddies.
No.
And then, yeah, like the next scene, yeah, they are. Yeah, it seems like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was like ideas for this movie, and they just really, like that, the two halves of just like him training the boxer and then him just doing his own karate tournament. It felt like we're at odds, and they just like split the difference when
Agreed.
they should have done one or the other.
Agreed. But, still fun.
I mean, Connor Day being like part of the dojo that's extorting the pizzeria is like enough of a story.
Exactly.
And also, Lee, when he first meets like the goons that are sent to like beat the boxer up, it's like he can't be Connor Day in a street fight at school, but he can like go John Wick on them in the alley.
And wasn't there like 4 of them too?
Yeah, 4 like adult men in their 40s.
Yeah,
and he can't fight
weapons.
With weapons, and he can't fight Connor Day in a schoolyard.
And how bad is the name? It's Connor Day. That's like the most generic bad guy name.
Isn't it like 2 UFC names like mushed together, like Connor something and like I don't know.
Maybe, but I just kept on thinking of Connor for real from Popstar Never Stopping.
Yeah.
Because that's all I could think of. And every time he came on, I kept on thinking of Andy Samberg saying, my whole life, I knew I was dope. That's all I could think of. But I digress.
Yeah. And then also wasn't like Mia, like, I don't know, I thought she was like way upset for, like over the top upset about, was it like after her father got knocked out? And like, oh yeah, Lee froze.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she's smart enough to like ask him, like, not just like go hysterical and run off. Like, she'd be like, is there a backstory you want to feed me here about why, like, you're traumatized?
Yeah, why doesn't he just tell her?
Yeah.
That, my brother died this way and it really messed with me. I'm really sorry. It's hard for me to be in the hospital. And if she was cool, like she seems like she is, she'd say, okay, I understand why it's hard for you to come in. But you'll be there when I get out to help me, right? Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
But hey, it's still a fun movie. And there's Rod Stewart in it. You can't go wrong. We watch films throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Now, Brad, usually I let you go first, but Corinne sent us a showtime, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her, okay?
Okay.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. Sort of. This particular installment, I'm going to be addressing a couple of different things. First off, just in case anybody, I doubt it, but just in case anybody out there is like, why isn't Corinne ever on the show anymore? There's a couple different reasons, but I just want you to know, like, I have tried to join the Brian and Brad a couple times lately. It just hasn't worked out as far as, like, scheduling and stuff, but It's not for lack of trying. I want you guys to know that. Like, I'm trying to contribute to the show as much as I can. And I still, I want to give you my thoughts about whatever I find interesting that I think you guys might find interesting as well. But I'm still trying to be involved with the Real Nerds, but just at the level that I am right now. So that's where I'm at. As far as, so the thing, I wanted to recommend a couple different things this week since, like I said, I haven't been on the show in a while. I was going to do a Showtime a couple weeks ago, but I was like, oh no, I'm actually going to like join them for an episode. So then I didn't send the Showtime I wanted to. So my recommendation this week, again, this was like from 2 months ago now, was a movie called The Ballad of Wallace Island. It was kind of like an indie movie, or at least like a mid-budget film or something. It was from the UK, and I got ads for it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is totally my thing. I'm so there. Like, Carey Mulligan was in it. A couple of other people I recognized were in it, British actors. So I was like, oh yeah, 100%, I am on board. The premise, just a quick premise, was that this eccentric millionaire, he like won the lottery, lives alone on an island, this remote island out in, around the UK somewhere, and he hires his favorite folk duo to reunite for like a special one-time only performance. And there's drama, melodrama. It was like all the things I love. And honestly, like, I thought it was kind of predictable at first, but ultimately it did not go the way I figured it would. I was actually pleasantly surprised by some of the character work and maybe not revelations, but some of the things that happened and just how everything played out. There were a lot of really good scenes in there. This was like 2 months ago now, so I don't remember a ton about it, but I just remembered I had a lot of fun. I had a good time. I would rewatch it again 100%, especially now that I know how it ends. So just in case you're over like, oh, Corinne hates everything. Corinne, she doesn't like movies anymore. No, I like movies. It's just, so yeah, I'll talk about that more here in a second, but it's just, The Ballad of Wallace Island. Please go check it out. I think it's not in theaters anymore. I think as of late May, the only way you can watch it is like on, like video on demand. You gotta pay like $20 for it on Apple TV or whatever. But hopefully here in a couple of months, it'll be streaming on Apple TV or Netflix or something. I don't know, but I hope people check it out. It was a really, really cute movie. It'll probably be on a list later this year, so keep an eye out for that. Another thing that I wanted to give a small recommendation about was a murder mystery show I've been watching with my parents. It's one of these like crime procedurals, but I'm visiting my family this week. My parents have been watching, they love Acorn TV. That's like their jam. We love British shows in this house, but, so they have Acorn TV. They watch all these like British shows from over there. And the show that I happened to watch with them, completely out of context, because we started in season 3, was the show called Hinterlands. I think it might be the BBC. I'm not 100% sure, but if it's not the BBC, it's like an equivalent, but it's set in Wales. And again, it's a crime procedural, so it's not like super crazy, but, it was really, really well done. Like, the shots are, for just a run-of-the-mill procedural show, I'm like, holy shit, why aren't shows in the US more like this? Like, just the establishing shots of like the wide shots of the countryside and the policeman's car, whatever's driving through it, and some of the way the like sequences were lit. There was this one episode where they were like in an artist's studio and he's just like out and working in his garage, and you see like the sunlight coming through and it's like the way it's hitting people's faces. I'm like, why aren't American shows like this anymore? Which, yeah, I'm going to talk about here in a second. But anyway, The Hinterlands, it was really well done. Each episode was actually like an hour and a half long. Admittedly, there were only 4 episodes for the season. And it was nice because there was this kind of overarching plot. I don't want to give spoilers, but it was nice to kind of see everything culminate in the finale. So yeah, I liked that. Again, would recommend The Hinterlands. It was really well done. Yeah, just even like the random like side characters, you're like, oh, here's this random lady, and then she gets like 30 minutes of screen time and she just nails it. I'm like, damn, didn't realize like they just, man, the UK just produces some of the best shows, the best actors. That whole country is full of thespians, right? I know it's like multiple countries within a country, but you get what I mean. So anyway, as far as like my, this got me thinking about like, yeah, like I said, why aren't shows in America like this? Or why aren't movies in America? Why does this feel so different? And I think it's like a couple of different factors. It's like, well, we're watching it at my dad's house and he has this like giant, 70-inch screen TV. So of course it looks fucking gorgeous, right? You have a TV that big and that high quality, instead of like watching something on your phone where it's like all compressed. It's like, of course, those wide shots, they really hit you. They're like, oh man, that's a gorgeous countryside. Like, even when I sat down to watch it with my parents, my dad really said like, yeah, the countryside is really the star of the show. And I, after watching a couple episodes, I totally understood what they were talking about. But I do think there are a couple of other factors as far as, why does it seem like everything, okay, maybe like the big productions in America, whether that's movies or TV shows, why does everything feel the same? And I think it's a couple different factors. It's like, one, there are fewer like big studios now, like Disney bought Fox and all this stuff. So we have fewer studios. We have, a lot of the same actors pop up in different things. We only have so many like, big franchises, all the big movies are like franchise movies or sequels, prequels, spin-offs, whatever. I think was it last year, 2 years ago, where like all top 10 grossing movies were some kind of like a franchise, a sequel or something. So that's part of it. Everything looks the same, everything feels the same, everything's shot the same, or at least very similar, right? Everything kind of has like a similar vibe to it. They hit similar beats. They're set in the same universe with same characters. Everything kind of feels like Fast and the Furious kind of. I don't know if that makes any sense, but where it's like, it feels like a lot of the action movies or the action franchises are all just kind of like doing the same thing, not necessarily as the Fast and Furious franchise, but I feel like the Fast and Furious franchise is like the perfect one I can point to where I'm like, yeah, everything is like, big explosions, elaborate set pieces, crazy stunts, throw in like a dash of meta humor, a lot of like, I don't got friends, I got family kind of, level of dialogue and level of like character work. Again, that's just mostly action franchises, but I mean, you could kind of roll the superhero stuff into that too, to a certain degree. Everything, in certain regards, everything kind of feels the same. So when you have something like The Ballad of Wallace Island, where it's a small movie, it literally had like 6 actors in the entire film. And it's like shot on location, not on a set, not on a green screen. It was actually like filmed on this island. It was like, oh, it feels different, right? Same with The Hinterlands, right? Instead of a crime procedural, which, okay, I'll take you back to my old punching bag, The Blacklist, where it's like they have so many shootouts in like warehouses and like abandoned factories and like airport hangars and things like this. So many of the locations feel the same. So then when you watch something like The Hinterlands, where it's like it's out in like these vast open fields and there's coastlines and this old quaint town and these old houses, out very rustic cabin places, it feels different, right? Or at least it feels different from a lot of the shows they make in America, right? So to a certain degree, I do think genuinely a lot of the things being made in Hollywood are starting to feel very similar because of like the franchises, and also because, you know, the studios are wanting to make a lot of money. They put a lot of money into these projects. They want to keep it safe. They want it to test well with audiences, yada, yada. So they're being very safe about it. They don't want to rock the boat too much because, of course, they don't want to piss people off. They want to make money. I get it. But at the same time, now everybody's like, oh, we're all just eating. Everything feels so similar, so nothing is standing out. But I also think that, yes, there are genuinely, you know, small movies, low budget or mid-budget movies that are being made that do feel different. But the problem is like now people don't have the time and or money to invest in those smaller mid-budget things. So they primarily go to like the big blockbuster things, right? They go to the Transformers and the superheroes and the, you know, the new Disney movie. So yeah, of course everything's going to feel the same when you only go to the same franchises and you don't branch out. And I'm the first to be in line for that because I'm like, yeah, I want to go see the movies I want to go see. And sometimes that doesn't always mean I want to go see the little rinky-dink, low-budget horror film or whatever the hell is in the theaters this week. You know, I'm going to save myself for, you know, Wicked, For Good, that kind of thing. So that's just what I think about it, is like, yes, there are things out there not being made by the big studios that do feel different, but I don't know how many people are finding those things, appreciating them. I think it's, you know, when I went to see The Ballad of Wallace Island, I think it was in the theater for like 2 weeks, maybe. And I went to the very last showing before it left my theater. I think there might have been a few other people in there with me, even though it was kind of a weird time on like a Thursday. But yeah, it's like, I don't know how much money these little low budget films are making. And then you turn around and you see like Deadpool and Wolverine makes $1 billion. Moana 2, which was supposed to be a Disney Plus show, makes $1 billion. And Lilo and Stitch, which was supposed to be a Disney Plus movie, makes like $300 million or whatever on opening weekend. So I think that's, yeah. So hopefully people find, you know, again, people are free to like the things they like. If that's big budget franchise stuff, that's great. If it's something small, low budget, you know, foreign film or whatever, that's great too. But I just wonder, you know, as talking about like the big picture, like state of the industry, that's how I feel about it. I really hope that some of these lower mid-budget, you know, kind of more obscure projects, find some love, you know, like Ballad of Wallace Island or something. So I guess that's what a film explosion is for. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, keep an eye out for it on my list later this year. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you there. I know this is kind of, like I said, this was going to be a weird installment, but thanks for sticking with me, and I will talk to you guys next time about something. Bye.
Thanks for saying that in, Corinne. The Battle of Wallace Island. Very nice. And, you know, she's talking at the beginning that she feels bad about not being on the show. It's okay. You're still contributing. We appreciate it. Even though I make fun of you, it's only because it comes from a place of love. If I don't make fun of you, then there's a real big problem.
Yeah, I was going to watch Battle of Wallace Island, but it left theaters before it's weird. I see so many, and I don't know how that, like...
Yeah, that seems like one you just latch on to.
And it's not like it left theaters within, like, the first week. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It just disappeared before I realized it.
So, yeah, thanks, Corinne. I'll find something to make fun of you for soon. Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Couple things. In interest of time, I'm just going to focus on The Voices, which, have you ever seen that one?
Is that the Ryan Reynolds one?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Yeah, he's a serial killer, and his animals are the voices that talk to him.
Interesting.
He has a dog and a cat that he lives with in like an abandoned bowling alley. And yeah, it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah. He plays like a serial killer really well. And he also voices the dog and cat. He gave the cat a Scottish accent, and the dog is like, you know, like the slow, like, oh, I'm a dog, like voice. but like the dog is the good angel and the cat is the bad angel or the devil.
Nice. That's
Uh,
pretty spot on for cats and dogs.
yeah, when he's making decisions, and the cat is so funny. He's like so mean. Um, and yeah, so yeah, he works at this factory, boxing up tubs, I think. And he has this crush on Gemma Arterton, who's like an accounts
Who
person.
doesn't? I like her.
Yeah, but Anna Kendrick also works in that department, and she has a crush on him, but he doesn't realize it because he's so wrapped up in Gemma. But yeah, so then yeah, he eventually he thinks he accidentally kills her, but I'm pretty sure he purposely kills her and puts her head in his fridge. And then now that she's gone, he's lonely, and so he does pursue Anna Kendrick's character, and then has to hide that he killed everyone else. And but anyway, as the movie goes on, and everything unravels, and he gets found out. But like when he's through his perspective, his apartment's like clean and everything. But when other people show up to the place, it's like got pizza boxes full of like people's body parts and stuff. Yeah, it's nuts. Like it also for like a small low budget movie. It's also directed by the woman who did Persepolis, which is like, yeah, this is like a graphic novel turned movie. It's like animated, and this is like such a departure from that. And then yeah, the credits like after the movie is like just this big elaborate Broadway dance number with all the characters.
Yeah, it makes me want to see it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it was for Weird Wednesday at the Alamo, and yeah, it's weird. But also like it's pretty impressive, like how like psychotic and yeah, he also has to like go to therapy because he's like this because as a kid he like his mom was abused and she asked him to kill her. He didn't want to, but like she like cut her own throat and like had him finish the job before like I think his dad showed up or something, but so he got blamed for it, and then that like trauma generated the voices that he like attributes to his cat and dog, and then yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting.
No, that sounds fun. Now I have to watch it now.
What'd you watch?
Just a couple things. I'll blow through Robin Hood, the animated film, really quick. My kid just wanted to watch it, and he loved it. I don't know why people are so down on that one from Disney.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought people loved it. Like
the audience does. It's always considered one of their weaker ones, though. But I always loved the movie.
So, like Disney itself doesn't consider it a success.
Yeah, because they also recycle some of the animation.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I love the idea of the animals are in it, and
yeah, if they're looking for like live action remix, like that one's ripe for it.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. So it's a fun movie, and I mean the theme song gets stuck in your head. That do 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 do. Lots of fun. And then I watched a documentary that was brilliant and awesome. It's John Williams and his music, which features Steven Spielberg and like Seth MacFarlane, all these really big Hollywood people. I mean, it's called Music by John Williams. It's on Disney Plus. It came out last year, and it's really awesome because he seems like the nicest guy. And he's, 93, but man, he's super sharp. And I didn't know that he wrote all these themes and music for television before he got into movies. I mean, they're showing he did stuff for Gilligan's Island, Westerns, and he kind of got his big break. I can't remember the movie, but it's a movie and Spielberg heard it and wanted to use him for Sugarland Express, and then he used him for every movie since. But just him talking about his life and the music, everything in that movie is just wonderful. And it's, just a great movie. And I mean, I didn't know that he married an actress and she died when she was 41 of an aneurysm while she was filming a movie. And it's just, just a really cool documentary. And you realize how much his style is permeated, through film. And there's a great story about him. George Lucas is telling it, and John Williams had that huge fanfare that he wanted to do, at the opening of Star Wars. And, George Lucas says he's playing it on the piano. And I mean, he's a really good composer. So he says, okay, John, if that's what you want to do. And he said, when that played for the first time with the symphony, it blew people's minds. And so I could imagine hearing that for the first time, and it's not part of just who you are,
Yeah.
The Star Wars themes are so well known that I can't imagine, just going to a theater in 1977 and hearing it, and not expecting it, because we grew up that, I don't know, it seems like I always knew the Star Wars march, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just cool. And having there's so many great people in the documentary. J.J. Abrams, they all talk about how wonderful he is and how great he is at composing music. And he has his daughter and stuff. It's really cool. You should watch it. It's a wonderful documentary. That's what I watch this week. Next week, I think it's the new Wes Anderson movie, right?
That and Ballerina and Dogma. So, yeah.
Well, we'll see movies.
I think we're doing all three. Like, we can't even move it to next week because then it's How to Train Your Dragon.
Yep, we're fucked.
I mean, we could put one of them, so at least it's two for the next week.
Well, I want to see all of those, so.
Well, we can. I mean, we've seen one of them already.
Yeah, that's true, but it's going to be fun to see in the theaters again.
Right, but we can also attribute it to next week.
Yeah. Well, we will see a movie next week. Until next time, we'll see you probably a lot at the movies this week. Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!